Yo, what's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Lil Ty checking in for another reaction video. Now, normally I would have been on a, you know what I'm saying, you would have screened a reaction video behind me, but give me a second and don't click off the video, man. I just ask y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like that, keep it simple. Like, come grow with me. I ain't gonna lie. I've been saying I'm put my Discord down in the link, and they keep slipping my mind as I'm doing the video, whatever it may be. But join the Discord. I'm not gonna lie. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment something down below. I don't care what y'all comment down at this point. It, nah, I do, but I always respond to any and everybody that comments. So I want y'all to start interacting with me on my videos. Please give me some pointers. What you feel like I need to improve on? What you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Do I need to, you feel what I'm saying? Like put a little bit more effort to the video, a little bit more editing. Like you would prefer me to do a little bit more editing or whatever case may be. But you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all tuning in for another video, man. Cue the intro, man. Let's get into the video. Yeah. Yo, what's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Lil Ty checking in for another reaction video. And today, as you can see, we doing a video on the Gen Z stare. Epic academic got worse. I hope I pronounced that word correctly. I'm pretty sure I did. But that is besides the point. Now, before we get into this video, I'm gonna need y'all to drop down in the comment section down below what y'all think about Gen Z. Like, I ain't gonna lie, this generation nowadays, I talked about this on my podcast last episode. And if you don't, you know what I'm saying, if you haven't tuned into my podcast yet, it has been a minute since I dropped, but I do have at least 3 videos over there that y'all can kind of go binge watch a little bit. At least hear your boys talk, whatever it may be. But I'm not gonna talk y'all head out too much in this video, at least not right now. Let's just hop into it, man.
Stare is them buffering or they think too long to answer a question, okay? The conversation will go something like this. Do you want to go get ice cream?
Your boy is back
Oh,
in the studio, man. We get back active. So listen, when I was a kid, I was really active. Like, I was outside a lot. I did not have an iPad that I was walking around with. I ain't have an iPhone. In fact, my first phone was a singular phone. Some of y'all aren't even old enough to know what singular is. My second phone, or maybe my third phone, was a Razor, and then I had a Sidekick. But I wasn't into my phones. I was outside playing with my friends. I was just an active kid. Like, when adults would come over to our house, I was that kid that my mom would be like, do the little dance, do the cartwheel, do the flip. You know, like, I was just so active and so vibrant, ready to tell a joke. I got really young siblings that are part of the whole Gen Z generation. I just missed Gen Z by like a year, but I gotta say, I see a huge difference in a lot of these Gen Zers. They rather just be on their iPad or their phone all day, and interacting with them just seems mad awkward. Me, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to go sit on the green box and meet up with the homies, meet up with the girls from the neighborhood. Like, I was vibrant, playing ding dong ditch. Like, these are some of my best memories. But anytime I gotta talk to these Gen Z kids, or even some of the adults, it's just downright awkward. And if you don't have no siblings or friends that are Gen Z, I mean, you probably experienced it at cashier register or something like that. It's just a weird interaction. Like, a lot of them just sit around with this blank stare on their face as if you got 10 heads. And people are starting to notice this is becoming more common and common. And social media has diagnosed Gen Z. Social media has diagnosed some of the Gen Zers the Gen Z stare. Check this out.
The Gen Z stare, I see it.
Man, the way I describe the Gen Z stare is like when I talk to one of my little sisters. I'll be like, hey, what you gonna do today? She just looks at me. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. And I know we just started the video, but I'm already pausing it. But he ain't lying. I ain't gonna say he ain't lying. See, I don't talk to many young folks like that, and I am young myself. So when I say young folks, I just mean that in a, you know what I'm saying, folks younger than me. I just turned 24, but younger than me. When I talk to a lot of younger folks, it do be like this little delay of pause. But sometimes niggas just be need to gather their thoughts a little bit. Everybody don't spit stuff out just as quick as they heard it. So I mean, to a degree, you know what I'm saying, I'm seeing where they coming from. But at the same time, you kind of got to get these niggas a little bit of benefit of doubt. Now you do get those folks that are just born. Like I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of folks out here that don't do shit, literally. Like they rotation is the same. Like wake up, smoke. Mind you, niggas done skip brush their teeth. Smoke, kick it, smoke some more, eat. Nothing like it, and I ain't saying that's all Gen Z, but for the most part, I'm not gonna lie. These young niggas different nowadays, especially. Now, I think I'm a millennium. I don't believe. I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm a millennium, and I think I only missed it by. I said missed it. I believe I'm millennium. I'm not necessarily sure what makes you that for sure, but y'all know. Let me know down in the comment section down below. But I definitely don't believe I'm Gen Z for sure. I think I'm a part of the millennium. So maybe it's just something I don't understand.
What is there to do? It's just a experience of nothingness. It makes my back itch. It's like, why are you so disassociated from reality? Like, I seen one of my homies' younger brother the other day at a barbecue, and I'm sitting there trying to talk to the young brother. I say, hey, what school have you decided on? You excited for college? He looked back at me like, yeah. All right, well, you know, like what you want to major in? Like what you
Hey,
what
on
you, what
me,
you look
that's the
forward to the
response
most
though.
out of going to school? I mean, I'm just excited for college. And I'm just sitting there like, what is wrong with you? Is you high? Are you high right now? Is the blunt in your ear, nigga? Turn your neck, nigga. I gotta check for blunts. Cause what I be thinking is these motherfuckers is high. I
Nah, them
think
nigga do
Gen Z
be
is high.
them nigga do be
Everybody
cooked. I
high.
ain't gonna lie.
Everybody smoking with everybody. Hot boxing before conversation. Like the kid was literally talking to me over his shoulder like this with a side eye, just staring at a nigga. And I'm looking back at him like, nigga, is you gonna at
Whoa.
least turn around, give me two shoulders? But there's something about Gen
What you
Z.
mean by that,
These
brother?
niggas is different. When you finally do get a response out of them, it's usually like, yeah. Back into their damn phone. It's the damn phone. The phone is the issue. Lift your head up, all right? Live in reality. Smell the roses, brother. Gen Z, y'all niggas is weird.
I ain't gonna say Gen Z is necessarily weird. I just say that he had a point. Them phones, I ain't gonna lie. Phones nowadays is frying niggas' brains. I ain't gonna lie. Like nigga, you couldn't give a nigga a book and say read this sentence. Matter of fact, forget that. Read this paragraph without stuttering, without messing up. You couldn't tell a nigga that. And if niggas know what a paragraph is, that's 3 to 5 sentences. If you didn't know, now you know. You could give a nigga 3 to 5 sentences to read without stuttering or messing up. Like nowadays, bro, I ain't gonna lie. It's like I say the phone has really taken away from life. I'm not gonna lie, and the technology getting more and more advanced. Don't get me wrong. I'm you know what I'm saying the phone do come in handy like at times where words you couldn't spell or something along the line, and it does help you keep connected. But my thing nowadays is we do miss that human interaction, and then I feel like soon it's just gonna get to a point where it ain't gonna be no human interaction for real. Like they gonna make it to they might have a way to make it where what I'm saying you feel me. Everybody gonna be wearing a full on bodysuit. Like y'all ever seen them type of TV shows that be having them full bodysuits, but it be like you can feel each other, weird okay may be. Like, they getting slowly to that right there to where my folks ain't gonna want to see nobody for real in person. You could be whatever you want to be. Put your little, VR on, the little suit and like walk around. Now you get to experience the entire world for a small price of $2,000. That's not the point. That was a little joke. If you understand, trust me, you old enough to understand. But that's not the point.
Communicate. Use your words.
Do you guys sell cookies here?
Nah, nigga, that's reasonable though. Why would you ask that
Can I
dumb ass
have
question?
a double scoop of chocolate and cookies and cream, but can I have them separate?
So 2 single scoops?
No, but separate.
So a double scoop, but 2 single scoops.
Who is going to tell
That's a
Gen Z that the
horrible.
stare we're talking about is not the one that everyone under the age of 40 gives a boomer? We're talking about the stare when anyone tries to have just a normal human interaction with you, like in the flesh, and you guys freeze the fuck up.
Oh,
I can't even count you
that's
how
like
many
social
times I've tried to
awkwardness
like
though,
say hi
right?
to like neighbors that are walking by that are like in their teens, and they just look at you Like they just saw a ghost and they're like, there's no way that interaction is real. And they keep fucking walking. It is this blank deer in the headlights stare that you guys have. And it's like, oh my God, is a real live person talking to me? Even if I hold the door for a Gen Zer, I get no thank you. I get no sort of
Yeah,
interaction.
niggas
They
do
just
be
look at the
rude. I ain't gonna lie.
ground and then kind of look at me and like keep walking. I don't know if the pandemic really messed you guys up or if it's the iPads, but like we're not talking about the stare. That everybody gets a boomer. I give boomers that stare, and I'm 28, gonna be 29. We're talking about the lost look, the lights on, the no one's home look.
Gen Z.
Hey, niggas do be on
stare.
autopilot. Them folks do be on autopilot for real though.
Like, that's exactly what it is. It's like, it's not even nothing disrespectful. It's just like, it's literally the definition of like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Like, let me give y'all an example of a Gen Z stare. For example, I have another job. I pump gas, right? I work at Wawa. Cool.
Nigga said he pumps gas.
A customer come up to
That's
me,
a
or
thing?
anybody would come up to me and be like, "Hey, do you guys sell gas?"
That's not the Gen Z
You know,
look though.
like, come on. Yes, I'm gonna.
That
sit
ain't
there
the
and
description
stare
that
at
the
you,
lady
but what do you
gave.
mean? Do I sell gas at a gas station? That's the Gen Z stare. It's not really nothing disrespectful or nothing. It's just more like, can y'all think before y'all speak, please? Like, it's, I promise you, we not trying to be mean. We not trying to be disrespectful. We not, just, can y'all think before y'all about to say something so I don't just gotta look at you in just complete disappointment, bro?
Yo, this is crazy.
This spit
I
is
feel
crazy.
like I'm being gaslit right now. So y'all trying to make it seem like the look that y'all are giving us is because we slow? Oh, hell no. I think I stand for all millennials and above. Y'all be on some weird shit. Listen, growing up, you used to be able to make a friend just because somebody is sitting next to you. Your neighbor easily became your friend because y'all was in the same vicinity. Conversation was normal. Laughing with a stranger was regular. But when you talk to these young people, it feels like you're inconveniencing you. Now, I do understand because sometimes I don't really want to talk to them. Or like sometimes when somebody says something slow, I look at them like my dad used to say, did you use your 15 seconds before you asked that dumbass question? Like, did you use it? Did you think?
What?
Did you try to solve it for yourself before you asked me? But honestly, I think there's something deeper going on with the interactions that Gen Z is having. Like, I think there's something deeper psychologically that's going on with them. Check this out.
Allow me to be a sociologist, but the Gen Z stare is a physical manifestation of what it looks like when you don't grow up without enough human interaction. I think it's very telling of human evolution because this is a generation that grew up with nothing but screens, and it shows when you're talking in person. I
mean, but let's really talk about this real quick. Now, can you really blame? I don't necessarily blame the way that the kids are nowadays. Like I say, they grew up. If you was born anywhere between the time of 2000 to 2000 and I want to say like 8, 9 to the 10 range, like I think those years you still had a good balance. Like technology was good. Like we still had Wi-Fi and shit like that, but it wasn't all the way developed. Like it's like you still like you get a good mixture of them kids from 2000 all the way up to 2010. Like you get a good mixture. Like they really don't want to be on they prefer the you know what I'm saying in person type of stuff. Like they prefer it to be not they phones all the time, or they not that attached to it to where it's like I have to have it every second of the day type ordeal. Like I ain't gonna say I necessarily blame you can't blame the Gen Z for something that society has done. Y'all making everything easy. Y'all making it to where they don't have to go outside. So it's like, why? Yeah, and I think it's a little bit of the parents as well. It's like, the technology raised the kids. Like you couldn't ask parents about nothing. No, I bet you couldn't ask the today parents about nothing school related, and they'll be able to help. Like back then, you know what I'm saying? Parents was, they was there to at least help you a little bit. Like they understood enough at least to, be like, okay, I'm involved in what they're doing. I'm controlling necessarily what, I'm controlling what they do and things of that nature. It's just a little weird.
imagine what it was like to be a young person in a pandemic where you saw your friends one day and then you never saw them again for a couple of years. But now that we're in real life, I think they forget that, like, we can see all of them, especially when you do this. I always giggle
I
when I
think it's a little crazy. I'm gonna say this quick. I think it's a little crazy, but nigga during the pandemic, nigga was still doing the exact same thing. It just wasn't out in the open. So I'm not. I wouldn't even say that. If people doing that is just because they probably been like that. And yeah,
see videos and comments of like, Gen Z doesn't subscribe to the ableist conversation of having to say hi in public. Girl, we're talking about the fact that you have a face and it emotes, and you talk to people when they're talking to you. That's it.
She say they social interactions. I think they just high. It must be something in the sky. Listen, my complaint is not the customer service. But if we are gonna talk about customer service, anytime I ask customer service a question, it's like they look at me like, motherfucker, do I look like I work here? Like, I know I get a check from this motherfucker, but do I look like I work here? You know, they always got their headphones in. Some of them bold. They still got the iPod headphones where it's just hanging. You know,
ain't no rap though. Nigga gotta get with the times though. No cap.
I get it. Nobody really wants to be at work. But I also don't want to pay these high-ass prices for bread and deal with bad customer service. But honestly, I blame the damn phone.
So glad that the older generations are calling out my generation, Gen Z, for being so socially immature. Finally, y'all invented this weird-ass Gen Z stare shit. Y'all know the one. You ask someone a simple question like, hey, do you need some help looking for something today? It just hits you with this dumb, confused, deer in headlights type of look, as if you just committed some egregious crime by simply asking them, treat them with basic human decency. Imagine having to grow up with these people,
brother.
having to live around these people, being forced to commune with these people, being forced to go to school with these types of people. So yes, at 27 years old, I'm completely fed the fuck up with Gen Z. My generation is so emotionally constipated. Every single social interaction turns into this like awkward, tension-filled mess. Oh, and when you decide to call it out, or you change your behavior, you don't play into their weird-ass little mind games, they call you the weirdo. They say you're the one that's being
damn,
weird.
nigga,
Like,
video windy
like,
in
how
here.
am I weird when you just stared at me for simply asking if you needed some help finding some items? And I don't know what type of message that they're trying to convey when they do this shit. It's like, bro, I walked up to you because you were looking lost. And now that you're looking at me like this, you look even more lost. With this idiotic look on your face, what the fuck do you want me to do? Why does my generation have this weird obsession with trying to embody bougie, stuck-up cat behavior, while at the same time being the most
that
lame,
nigga called it cat
goofy,
behavior,
uncool,
what?
insufferable people in the room? I don't know where my generation got this from, but let me be the first to
Bro,
tell y'all,
what?
being awkward is not cool. Not
Nah,
a personality
facts, though.
trait, it's
Facts.
just a weirdo. Making other people feel weird for initiating conversation with you,
Facts.
it's not hip, it's not trendy. Just publicly make yourself look like a dumbass. You think it's okay because you have your two little fucking friends with you who want to co-sign on this weird-ass behavior. They're weirdos too. Like I said, bro, I'm just happy that the older generation are finally calling out Gen Z for being the lame, goofy motherfuckers that they have been my whole entire life. They just been getting away with it because up until this point in their lives, I have been the only person in these rooms.
Lame, goofy. Damn, G, why you going in on them niggas like that though? Dang, nigga, everybody ain't the same. Everybody generation ain't grow up the same. Now, I'm not one to necessarily defend per se, but I do feel like you shouldn't necessarily come down on like that. I feel like that's another thing too. Is like I really feel like that Gen Z lacks the dominance, if that makes sense. Like, you ever had a conversation with somebody and it's like both of y'all, it seems like y'all butting heads for it, but it's really just two people that have a straight way of thinking. Like, y'all ideology is, it may be different slightly, but it's the same. It's the same. Like y'all, I don't know if y'all, I can't really explain it. It's just, it's kind of weird, but it's when two people have a set way of thinking and then they're having a conversation, you know, like that too. It's a little weird. I can't explain it.
To tell them about themselves. Gen Z is the only generation outside the boomers who have gaslit and convinced themselves that their shit doesn't stink. If there ever were a more equally delusional generation of people outside the boomers, Gen Z. People say like Gen Z is the new boomers. We're gonna grow up to be the boomers. I 100% believe them. We act just the same. Man, y'all don't understand how tiring it has been to live in a generation full of people who haven't emotionally matured past the age of 13 years old. But I don't know, man. I think it's all the hair dye.
And I get it. People blame it on COVID. And social media does have a very strong hold on our younger generation. Like, the algorithm is getting so strong, it's to the point where it's literally thinking for people. To the point where people don't know whether or not that was an original thought or did the algorithm make me believe this. Like, I remember when I was deeply on my phone, it felt like anytime I put my phone down and had to deal with real world stuff, everything was just inconveniencing me.
Nah,
when
facts,
you think about
though.
a whole generation that was literally brought up on being on their phones, that is where their actual reality is, in their head. So human to human interaction just feels very forced. And all of that stuff that the algorithm is giving you, these fights, these arguments, these random cat videos, the drama, the sports videos, by the time you put your phone down, you feel like you have already engaged with society. So by the time you put your phone down, it feels like you're just burnt out because all of your social interactions were just done on your phone. But I have another theory. What if all of us in these older generations, what if it's actually us? What if we're the problem? What if Gen Z is the first generation, which I kind of believe, being that they grew up on the information, what if they are just hyper aware of things that we weren't thinking about when we were kids? Like, think about
That
your
is
life
another way of thinking
before you
about it.
knew how bad the world was. They're growing up knowing how bad the world was. Like, I was pretty old before I seen somebody get unalived. But now you can literally just be scrolling on your phone and hit the little see anyways button and boom, you don't watch the whole drive-by. And that kid that's watching, he ain't in from the hood. I feel like the phone is slowly traumatizing the kids at the same time, showing them how crazy the world actually is, stealing away their innocence. But at the same time, that hyper-awareness can also be saving them because they know so much so early. They don't make the same mistakes that we made. Whereas in our generations, we all extra giddy up because we ain't know nothing about nothing. The only thing we knew is what they put on the news. So what if this generation is just hyper aware? And
You know what? That's actually a very different perspective. And I wouldn't have even thought about it like that. This brother might be onto something low key. It is the information era where nigga, you pick your phone up, you find out whatever you want to find out. So I guess in a way that do make sense. I would have never thought about it like that. Drop down the comment section down below if you made it this far. Have y'all ever thought about it like that though? Like as far as I would have never thought about that. But I ain't gonna say these niggas are hyper aware. Now some, yes, but not all, because the majority of them are retarded.
we got
And
a little bit of
screw
stupid
you
in
too.
us. Nah, that can't
Not
be, that
retarded.
can't be the damn.
They are
And like y'all know
special.
that tweet that was like, "Can you people do anything?" That's really how I feel about Gen Z, because like when I made that video talking about people's fear of perception, so many people were so upset and they're like, "Well, you just proved that you perceive." Hello, there's no getting around being perceived in life, so you just have to literally just get over it. Stop caring
Exactly.
so much about it. Also, I feel like we be online so much that online people are very comfortable saying things to you, right? And y'all go out into the real world and
And
it's
don't.
almost like the things that you see people say online,
They'll
you
never say
understand now that those are the sorts of thoughts that people have in their head. And I don't think y'all can deal with that. I think that's where the fear of perception comes from. Because in reality, even if somebody is thinking something negatively about you, 9 times out of 10 in real life, nobody's going to come up to you and be like, "Hey, I think your outfit is ugly as hell." Like, nobody's going to say nothing to you in real life. But it's like, you
No
know
real.
what they possibly might be thinking because you spend all your time on the internet intaking other people's thoughts. So now you're like hyper aware of how people's minds work and you don't even know how to function. Instead of just like learning not to care, because like
Living in the moment is another word.
what can you do
another
about
phrase.
it? Also, even before social media, people were judgmental and weird. And once again, usually they just keep it to themselves in the real world. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. It also gets to a point where it's like, you don't have to be liked. I don't have to like your outfit. I don't have to think positive thoughts about you. It doesn't matter though. It's like, as long as I'm not doing anything to you, that's fine. Like, you know,
It's
and
a
it's like,
thing.
y'all are not okay with that. It's like, no, even if it doesn't affect me at all, I can't live with the idea that somebody's not thinking positive thoughts about me. y'all gotta get them self-esteem up.
And I get it, y'all have been bombarded by information, and y'all probably look at us like, dang, do you not know what's going on in the world? I mean, this is all happening subconsciously. If you feel like, oh no, I don't have those thoughts in the forefront of my brain, no, it's happening subconsciously because you've been exposed to so much so early. Like, cause even me, sometimes I look at my elders and I just look at them like with a sense of just lostness. Like, how are you so lost? Whether it's how they're unaware of how toxic they are, or how they just make very bad financial decisions and they literally create these issues that they find themselves in over and over again. Like, what do you mean if you don't get approved for a credit card, just put it in your kid's name? I think it was a lot simpler when society didn't know a lot, but we was a lot further behind as well. It's a strange topic because there's so many nuances. Because on one hand, I could see how this was created, but on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get out of this trance. Because if this is how the generation after the millennials are acting, how are the Gen Z's kids gonna now act? It's just crazy seeing how the world is changing. Because Gen Z is the first generation to grow up with touchscreen phones. So as weird as they may seem sometimes, they also see through a lot of the bullish that their young brains may not be ready for, and it strongly impacted that social skill that was supposed to be being developed. So instead of being able to have conversation about just random topics, it seems like they're tired of performing. But I don't know. I want to hear what y'all got to say in the comments below. Do you have a little sister, little cousin, a little brother?
All right. Anyway, YouTube, so I'm not gonna lie. We made it to the end of this video, man. Tell me what you think. Tell me what y'all think about this down below. Now, me personally, information does shape your mind in a way to not care about a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. Information definitely shapes your mind to not care about a lot. I will say the perspective that he gave in the video was something that, you know, I probably wouldn't even thought about for real. I'm not gonna lie to you. But regardless of the fact, I still, you know, it's one thing to have information at your disposal. It's another thing when you're retaining information, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might understand what I'm picking. Y'all might be picking up what I'm putting down. Now, it's one thing to have it at your disposal, and it's another thing entirely when you don't retain what you've learned. Appreciate y'all for dropping in on another video, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think about this video down below, because to me it's still a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And if watch my last vlog, go back and watch that, Jay, man. I know you probably didn't see it, but if you did, it's gonna pop up right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all for coming in. Peace.
Everything going, I act a fool when I go and perform, but I'm trying.